Hey fandom, it's me, Aaron. Welcome back to Comics Show. It's another awesome week of comics. There's a lot of great stuff out that I'm super excited about, and DC has this young romance. It was a old romance title of theirs, Young Romance, that they're doing a one-shot, and it was so fun. A lot of the stories are written by the artists, are written by the writers from those books, including Batgirl, which is written by Ray Fox, who was going to take over for Gail Simone because she was getting her plot in late, or at least that's what the powers at DC said. But the Wonder Woman Superman Truth or Dare story was quite fun. It's by Diggle, who we all know is taken over. And these cards in the inside are what makes it really worth it. I mean, the stories are fun. They're cute love stories, Aquaman and Mira, all that stuff. But these cards are hilarious. Valentine's, like the New 52, you've been rebooted as my Valentine. I mean, that's fun. That's funny. I like it when DC can, poke fun at themselves. But this book was a lot of fun. Yes, it's $8, but you get 6 stories, and it's the entire DC universe. Just here's love. This is fun. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really great holiday special that I don't know. I had a lot of fun with it, and if you're interested at all, check it out. It's worth it for the Superman Wonder Woman story. Here's the big deal for DC, and pretty much the big deal for the week. Green Arrow. It's by Jeff Lemire. You know him from Animal Man. You know him from all his awards for Essex County and for Sweet Tooth and Underwater Welder, but he's doing Green Arrow. And in the store, seriously, just open it up and read that first page. This first page will draw you in. This is like, who is he? He's not Green Arrow. He is not Oliver Queen. He's not a rich billionaire. He's not a boy billionaire playing at being a superhero because he wants to redeem himself. He is nothing. And through the story, we get a thing of, yes, it feels like Lost. There's the island, but I mean, his island was before Lost, okay? He was on an island, and he learned archery there, and then he came back to our place, and what if he was never meant to leave the island? What if he had a destiny or something on that island that he was supposed to do, and this playing at Green Arrow is just him fumbling towards his destiny and kind of screwing up. So I really love Jeff Lemire, and even if you have any inkling of trying out Green Arrow at all, this is it. This is Jeff Lemire. It's never going to get better than this. Animal Man and Swamp Thing, the finale, is both out this week, and you'll know which one to read first if you put them together. Animal Man's first, and it is part 1 and part 2. The other stuff was you could read the green or you could read the red. This is literally part 1 and part 2, the finale. It has WTF moments all throughout the book. Like seriously, when I was flipping through this, I couldn't stop flipping through it. I ruined the entire story for myself because I couldn't stop flipping through it and saying, just excited utterances of curse words. And, then I went back and read it with, my enjoyment cap on. And this is the finale. There is still the conclusion of what's next, who's left, are there loved ones? I don't want to spoil stuff, but this is the crescendo of violence, and the epilogue is essentially going to be the story of their family, the story of Buddy's family and Alec and his love, and we'll see how that pans out. Superior Spider-Man, yes, there's a spider symbol. Yes, for real, seriously. It's just so fun seeing Peter watch Ock Peter do stuff. I mean, it's hilarious how better Ock is at dealing with Jonah J. Jameson, how he just puts him in his freaking place. And it's awesome, because Peter is passive-aggressive. He says, oh, I have the Parker look, my life's all a big old open toilet bowl all the time. Well, it's because you don't take any initiative. You're not proactive, You have these great powers, and you beat yourself up over this responsibility, but what do you do proactively? And that's what Ock does, because he feels he deserves better. And so far, he's getting it. And the beauty of this story is he has to take on, Ock Spidey takes on the Vulture, someone he's worked with, someone that he had some respect for, and at this point does not. And that plays out pretty well. And you're wondering, is Ock actually being redeemed through this, or is it Peter's influence on him? Don't know, but it's a great issue. Smasher, new character. Don't freak out, it's a new character, but these new characters have these one-shot issues, like you saw with Hyperion last issue, and this is Smasher, and she is a human, and yes, she's in the Imperial Guard of, the Shi'ar, and she has a very, very human origin. on a farm, and it has a connection to Cat and a connection to, yeah, it's good. There's no way me saying she has a connection. She doesn't have a direct biological connection, but it's a legacy type connection, the same way that JSA played around with legacy when they're like, oh, a character is coming that has a tie to a JSA member that no one ever did before, and it was FDR. It's like, whoa, that's cool. Yeah, I guess he was an honorary member of the JSA. But new Avengers, the Illuminati, they have the Infinity Gauntlet. They have it assembled. They're not messing around. This Marvel Now and Hickman, yeah, he has a lot of scenes where people talk and bicker and a lot of emotional characterization, but if you really look at it, in 3 issues, they've already put the Infinity Gauntlet together and they're already kicking some ass. And I don't want to spoil it, but you know how Civil War happened, and the Illuminati caused that. They broke up over this argument, and then this crazy war happened. And what will Tony and Doctor Strange and the others go to not have disunity in this team? What will they do to prevent another civil war when the stakes are this high for the whole universe? And it's pretty brutal. It's pretty awesome. I dug it. And yeah, all new X-Men. It says Cyclops getting seduced by Mystique. That's cool. He's a little boy. He wants to get, he feels like he's been wronged. He feels like his love's rejected him. He's in this thing, blamed for all these things he has not done yet. And he has this sexy, seductive lady deceiving him and trying to make her, she wants him to be her puppet against Wolverine. And, he falls for it, even though she's wearing a skull. She's wearing a skull on her forehead. You kind of know that she is, evil. She's evil, dude. She's wearing a skull on her forehead. And she's a shapeshifter. She could just shapeshift that away. But Bendis is kicking ass on this. And I have read Uncanny X-Men #1, which doesn't come out for like 2 more weeks. It is insanely awesome. It is, yes, it's Cyclops, the older Cyclops team of mutant terrorist liberators, however you want to view it, but it also has S.H.I.E.L.D. and Maria Hill tracking them down and a traitor in their midst of just the 5 characters that are part of Cyclops' inner circle. It was a great first issue. On to independent stuff. Fiona and Cake, I loved issue 1. This is awesome. Look at this Mario cover, and I liked it more than the episode. My Little Pony. You can get the creepy cover or the cute cover or the J. Scott Campbell cover. It's ridiculous, It's like, instead of TNA, it's like hoof and flank. I don't know. I'm digging this issue. I'm digging this My Little Pony story arc. I like it, and I really like Price's artwork. Andy Price, extremely expressive. It's good. Harbinger 0. You can read this without having read any Harbinger. I don't know why you would necessarily want to when you can get the first volume for just $10. But this is the origin of the antagonist. It's the origin of, the guy that we hate. And here is why he is that way, all the way back to his childhood. Because basically we all just, is anyone really a villain, or are they just trying to overcompensate for something? And I just love Harbinger. I love this book. If you only have a few bucks, try issue 0. If you like it that much, save up a few weeks and get the volume. Great Pacific. I will have the Phantom variant covers. That's a direct homage to Why the Last Man #1, which is pretty freaking cool. And this book is delivering. It's building quite well. Hit Girl is ridiculous. It's freaking ridiculous. Why do I even like this book anymore? I don't know. I love it. It's my guilty pleasure. It's fun. I just do. And then 2 books. This is kind of like a new thing that a lot of the independent publishers are doing, is a lot of focus on crime. I can see this crime stuff kind of coming in vogue, and I think that's really because of Brubaker and Phillips on their books like Criminal and Incognito and Fatale, but Snapshot. It's Diggle and Jock. This is technically their first creator-owned book since DC Vertigo kind of owned The Losers, because, it was going back to an old title they published a war book called The Losers. This is their first stuff, and it is of a comic shop employee. Okay, he finds this phone. On the phone is a picture of someone dead, shot dead, and it's proof of kill, and then the killer is tracking down the phone and wants to kill this guy. And yes, it's stereotypical for the first few pages of a comic shop. It's not just old school. I can prove how it's old school. Not only are like, oh, you know, my wife's such a bitch, and I just want comic books, I'm such a man boy. And the other guy's like, oh, you know, my job sucks, I love comic books. But, you know, sure, there's still people like that, but it specifically says that books were delayed until Thursday because of Labor Day. Books aren't delayed anymore. Haven't been for like 2 years now because we have Tuesday delivery. So when it's delayed, we still have it on Wednesday. So, you know, it is old school with that. And, you know, if there's such detectives writing crime stories, I mean, whatever. But what it does have for you people that are like me, that love comics and, you know, read these stories, crime stories, hero stories, whatever, it's him being invited into a greater story and kind of like pulled into this mystery. Like, wouldn't you like your life to suddenly become a crime comic? Like, just you're pulled into this greater story and you have to do it. You have to be the hero, and it starts with just saving yourself from being killed. So, yes, it has some stereotypical parts, but it is fun, and Diggle and Jock are great, and it has my seal of approval. I loved it. Crazy twist ending for the first issue, and a great crime noir set at a comic book store to start with. And Garth Ennis's Team Red, this is his book after The Boys. It's his follow-up to that. It does not have any superheroics, any superpowers. It's the real world, but with some corrupt cops. Essentially, it's the take on vigilantes. These cops decide that they're going to murder suspects they know are guilty, that they can't prove it. So that's what they do. And they're the red team. And to me, that's like, these are real-world vigilantes in a way that's not like Kick-Ass. It's like, well, why wouldn't, you know, this happen like cops? It's more like Dexter, but without the whole like dark passenger stuff. So if you liked The Boys, you'll probably still like it. It's still Ennis's voice, but it's more like his crime stuff, or his war stuff, where it's not the over-the-top dark comedy. It's not the over-the-top humor violence, which I do enjoy, but I know he has fans that don't. And I think this will please both sets of fans. And, you know, check it out. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching this video. Click subscribe if you want to. Go to our Facebook and share it. You can win some of these books I'm talking about. And at the Geek Easy Insider Comic Shop, Walking Dead starts again on Sunday. And if you're a member, we're going to have members-only Walking Dead. So if you remember it from the past, the only drawback was there's like 60-plus people in here. Now it's members only. Now it's just VIPs watching Walking Dead, having a great time. Thanks, bye-bye.